Okay. So what did we discuss yesterday?
Yeah, we discussed how to load the data,
Mm-hmm.
how to copy the data into
Okay.
database,
Mm-hmm.
and we pass some kind of parameters for compress and also remove the headers and load the data into the table by
Mm-hmm.
using a create file format object.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So today we'll try to understand different variants in the copy command. What are all the different options are there in the copy command, and how we are going to use those options for loading the data into the target table. That's what we need to understand. Okay. So for that, what I will do is, yesterday I've written one query right here. This is the one, right? Okay. Let me try to connect to the Snowflake. So how do we connect that? Right click on this one. We need to click on connector. So just execute that. And after that, in this particular session, what we need to do, current role. Current role is nothing but account admin, but we don't use that account admin. We have to use the sysadmin role here. Okay. So after that, the warehouse also we need to change to compute warehouse. Let me execute that. And after that, we need to use the database name dot schema name. Okay. Yeah. So that is done. After that, you have to do whatever you want. Okay. Now, what I will do is, yesterday I told you a few points regarding this command. Okay. So select, I mentioned already, like if you want, you can mention the table alias, or if at all, if you want to mention the column aliases here, or if at all, if you want to do some transformations here, you can do that one. Okay. Not only that one, guys, yesterday I forgot to mention that. So we can do typecasting also here. Okay. How to do that one is, let's say, let me try to query this particular query this one command. So what happens here? You're getting this one, right? So backend, it is considering employee number as string. See here, emp number varchar of 16 MB, right? Now, while loading the data into the target table, I don't want to consider it as a string or varchar. What you have to do is, you have to convert it into number format. Okay. For that, what we need to do is colon symbol we need to take. Colon always indicates the typecasting. So what you need to do is, you need to mention here whatever the data type, target data type that you wanted to convert, that you need to mention here. Okay. So traditional databases data types are all data types are supported here, guys. Number, varchar, string, date time, all those things are supported here. I told you, right, mostly it actually supports the Oracle kind of syntaxes and Oracle data types as well here. Okay, varchar 2 also supported. Recently, they started supporting that one as well. Okay, so let me execute this one here and see what is happening. The number is changing to right side or not. And if I click on this one, it is changing to number or not here. So like that. So this point I forgot to mention yesterday. That's okay, fine. Now what I will do is, first let me go to the documentation. Let me go to the documentation. Documentation is nothing but Snowflake documentation. I'll try to understand the syntax part of the copy command. I mean, mostly, go on mute, please. Yeah. Okay, so let me go to the copy into command, and this is what we were trying to understand right yesterday. Okay. So we understood up to this copy into target table, okay, from internal stage. That's what we have used yesterday. Okay, this is what the copy command I used right yesterday. So where is that copy command? This is the one actually. Let me try to move it to the last one. Copy this one. Let me try to write it here. Yeah. Hmm. Copy into employee. This is my target table from this particular stage location. Okay, and file format equal to CSV file format we need to take. Okay, in the select command we need to take here equal to greater than symbol, but in the copy command we need to take only equal to command. That's it. So that is the difference you need to observe. That's what I told you already yesterday. Okay, now what I will do is, my requirement is like this. Okay. Before that one, let me go to the documentation here, and we'll try to understand the other options as well. From internal stage, and file format equal to format name I've used right here. Okay. Now, In the internal stage itself, we are mentioning which file to load into the target table. That's what I'm mentioning right here. So stage slash subfolder name slash my file name. My copy command recognizes this as a source, this as target. Okay, what if we have multiple files? Let's say I have employee1, employee2, employee3, like that 3 files are there. All 3 files I wanted to load in a single shot. So in that case, if you know file names, then you have to use this particular command, that is particular option, that is files equal to, within brackets, you need to mention file name 1, file name 2, file name 3, and so on, like that. How many ever files are there? Those many things you need to mention. Okay, if you don't know file name, file name is continuously varying, then in that case, you have to go with the pattern command. Pattern, regular expression pattern we need to give here. Let's say all employee files I wanted to load from this particular stage. Then employee dot star we need to give. That means it will take all the file names which are starting with EMP, it will try to take that. Okay, can we try that one? Or you guys can try that one? You want me to try, or you guys can try that? Come on.
You can try, Shiva.
Okay. Okay, let me try that. Okay. So for that, what I need to do is, you can directly mention here. I'll not mention directly internal stage, guys. Let me try to copy this particular one. Okay. After from, I'll just mention this one. Okay. After from means, like, after from stage name we need to mention, and after that we need to mention this one. Okay. I think let me try to mention up to this one. Okay, this one. Okay, here what I will do is, in place of this one files, I'll just try to mention this one. Cut it from here and replace that file in this placeholder. That's it. Okay, single quote we need to close here. Okay, and file format equal to CSV file format. That's it. So this is the syntax we need to follow. If you have multiple files. Okay, I have other files also, but those files are having some bad records. That is the reason why I'm not taking that one. Go on mute, please, 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 please. Okay, so I can directly mention like this. Okay, let me try it. Okay, before I run the copy command, I have to truncate the table, guys. Truncate table. I'll tell you the reason also why you have to truncate. So truncate table name. My table name is EMP here. Just try to execute this. Okay, I'm truncating the table here. So if you truncate the table, do you see any records in the table? No, currently no records are there. Okay, now let me try to execute this particular command here, and was not found in the stage location. This is not there. Okay, let me try to check that one. How do we check that one? In the stage it is there or not? How do we check that?
Show stages.
No, show stages will give you the list of stages actually. List at the rate. What is that stage name? This is the stage name, right? Okay, so this is the stage name. Inside that one, I have a subfolder called EMP. Okay, there I wanted to check it actually. Let me execute this one. I think EMP original dot CSV dot dot GZ is there, right? Mentioned it already. 1 second, just a second. Maybe because of the space we are getting issue. File format equal to CSV file format. Okay, from this particular one, okay, I think I need to mention this one here. Yeah, let me execute it once again. Now it is loading, I think. See, 15 records got loaded here. So the mistake that I have done is I forgot to mention the slash here. That's it. Okay, now I ran this one. If you know some other file name, you can directly mention that one, emp1.csv.gz or whatever you want, you can mention that. This is not my local file, guys. This is staged file actually. This is not my local file. This is staged file. Okay, so if you don't want to mention this one directly, you can mention pattern also. Pattern equal to, let's say in single quotes, I will take like this. Okay, EMP emp. After that, my file name can be anything. Okay, for that, dot star. Dot in the regular expression always indicates a position. Star means it can have any number of positions after emp, but my file name should start with emp actually. That is what the meaning of this one. Able to get it?
But
Able to get it?
in that,
One second, sir.
Yeah.
if in 2 or 3 files are there with emp, I mean start size. So
It will try to load
what
all
is-
those things. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
but not exact one.
Not exactly one. Inside your stage, if you have employee 1, 2, 3, 4, then it will try to load all those files actually.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me try to execute this one. Just a second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So what I was trying to say is, let me try to execute this particular command here. Okay. Execute this. Just a second, guys. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah. So what I was trying to say is, my file name should start with emp, and after emp, the file name can be anything here. Okay, dot is nothing but a position, star is nothing but any number of characters. Okay, now let me try to execute this one. If this is not working out, I'll try to use the it is not able to recognize this one. In that case, what I will do is dot star I'll try to use here. Okay, let me execute it once again. Oh, I think I did not truncate the table, guys. Let me do that one. Yeah, I truncated the table, and let me try without this dot star. Okay, execute this. See, 15 records got loaded here. So if you are not sure about the file naming convention, if your file is starting with emp, you can give the pattern also here. That's what I meant to say here.
Sure. Say for example, we have a multiple files in a folder.
Mhm.
So each file have a different
Folder or in a stage? Folder or in a stage?
stage only.
Stage. Okay. Mhm.
So each file has a different columns. Say for example, for a particular file, it has 6 columns. In another
No.
file, it has
So
4
you
columns.
need to make sure that all the columns in all the files should be same. Then only it will try to load it.
Okay. Say for example, I don't know the file name.
Mhm.
I know only for the 2 characters the file name which is ended. Say for example, MP. I know only for the MP. I
Mhm.
want to load only for the specific file for a particular directory. It has a list of many files. So is there any way that we are
No, come
considering
again,
and loading the
come
data?
again. I lost you in between. Yeah, sorry, come again.
Say for example, in a directory, I
Mhm.
have a list of multiple
Mm,
files.
mm, 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 mm,
So client asked me to load in a
mhm,
particular file which is ended up with the MP.
mm, mm,
Say for
mm,
example,
mm,
MP.
mm, mm, mm,
So I don't know the exact file naming convention. I
mm,
want to load that the file which is ended up with the MP file
mm,
from the directory.
mm.
So is
No,
there any wild card?
you can. Regular expressions you have to use. At the end means dollar symbol we will use, right? Dollar,
Yeah.
I mean dot star dollar MP.
Okay. Is
Okay,
that
so
support
that
right?
regular expressions you have to know. Yes.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Shiva.
Yeah.
I have one more question.
Mm.
Yeah. So in this case, if you have 3 files at a time, whatever it is, EMP
Mm.
and
Mm.
score one, EMP underscore two.
Mm.
So
Mm.
now all will load.
Yes.
After loading,
Mm.
if anybody just appended and one more file with that EMP underscore 5 or 6,
Mm. Mm.
if we want to load again,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
no need of
Mm.
truncate,
Mm. Mm.
or we have to load no need to truncate. Without truncating, we can load again.
I'll come back to that. I know your
Okay.
question. I'll come back to that point. Please hold on. Okay. Yeah.
And
Your
one
question
more
will be
doubt is,
answered soon.
yeah, whatever the files loaded, it will keep in staging, or it will
I'll
go
come
off.
back to that point also. I'll come back to that point also. Okay. Yeah. So as of now, you just try to understand the files option and the pattern option. That's it. Only those two. Okay. Now my requirement is like this case. Okay. I'm trying to truncate the table once again. Before that one, I'll show you the data here, whether it is loaded properly or not. See here, the data you're able to see properly. All 15 records got loaded from the employee file. Okay. Now let me try to truncate the table, guys. Okay. See here, why I am truncating the table every time? Why I am truncating it? Is there any specific reason? Any specific reason?
File is already there, right? So it will not
I
exist.
mean, file is already there in the stage, but I've loaded that file into target table already.
Like
Okay.
kind of unique
Now,
records.
once
of
again,
unique
if you
records.
try to execute this command, I did not truncate the table, guys. Do remember, I did not truncate the table. Let me just run select star from EMP. See, 15
Same
records
records
and still.
available.
Okay. Now, if I try to execute this copy command once again, what will happen? What is your
Same records existing, right?
same records exist? Yes.
So it will give unique constraint null value kind of, I mean, null constraint or whatever it may be, right? Based on
depends
table
on the
condition.
Mhm.
Yeah, based on
it
table condition, whether it is primary key is there or not null kind of thing, then it will be problem.
Okay.
no, it is a kind of full refresh file or update file. We need to.
That and all okay. Whether it is going to load it or not, first of all, into the table. That's what you need to understand.
It might be load the double records, duplicate.
Duplicate records you're expecting?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
we have
you
seen
you
zero
said,
records, right? Last.
but you said 3 days back there is we are not supporting primary key or something, only not null. So it will be
Exactly.
duplicate records only.
Okay. Okay. Let me execute this command once again. See here. Observe carefully. How many records it is loading? 0. Once again, I'm running this one. How many records it is loading? 0. Once again, I'm running this one. How many records it is loading? 0. What is the reason for 0 records here? Still, I can see in the employee table 15 records only here. See, still 15 records on. It is not loading actually the data into the target table. That is EMP. Why? Okay, I'll tell you the reason for that. Okay, so once the
because of the
file.
metadata.
Yes. Okay. So what happened, once you load the data into the target table, backend it is going to maintain metadata. So before it actually copies the data into the target table, against to the target table, whether this particular file is loaded or not, it will go and check. If it is already loaded, it will simply skip that file. Whether the file has been modified or not, it is having more number of records or less number of records, it doesn't care about that. Based on the file name, it will recognize in the metadata, it will simply skip that particular file. That's what you need to understand here. Okay, now let me show you not exactly the metadata. I'll not show you the exactly metadata, but I'll show you how exactly it is being stored in the backend. Okay, so for that one, what I will do is I'll just go to see this is metadata, right? Metadata, where does exactly it will be stored? Can you guys guess it? Metadata will be stored related to this particular database. Where it will be stored?
Internal storage.
Where it will be stored? In the information schema, right? That's what I mentioned, right? Information schema actually maintains the metadata related to this particular database, guys. So for that, I'm just trying to expand here. I'm trying to expand the views here. No tables are there because this is maintained by purely Snowflake. So we can see only views here. Can you guys guess here which view is talking about this data loading part? Can you guys guess it?
Load history.
Query history or loading history?
Query history is bit different. I mean, whatever the query you have executed in your worksheet, that will be captured in the backend. That you can see in the query history.
Yes.
Maybe external tables or query history.
Guess it, no problem. Even if you say wrong answer, I don't mind. Just guess it, no problem.
Load
File
history.
formats.
File
formats.
formats, huh? Okay.
Because
Load.
it might be capture file format whether uploaded yes or no. I'm just wild guess.
No. Okay. Okay. Next. Anybody?
Might be information schema catalog. It's somewhat related to the object.
So
Okay.
I'm thinking we have to join file formats and load history.
Okay. I'll tell you the answer here. So the responsible view to capture the data in the backend is load history. Load history. Okay, let me query that one and show you what is happening in this particular view. Okay, so for that, what I will do is select a star from. I wanted to take the full name of the view, guys. Here, how do I get it? Right click on the view name. So down you can see copy advanced info. Copy advanced info. That will copy actually fully qualified name of the view. Fully qualified name means database name dot schema name dot your view name. Okay, let me give semicolon here.
ఎప్పుడు స్టార్ట్ అయింది?
Go on mute, please. I cannot control the people. Okay, now let me query this particular command, guys. Here, see what is happening. What it is capturing actually in the backend. Can you guys tell me here? Test schema inside the test schema in the stages actually that stage hash id it is captured inside that one emp original .csv.gz. Now this has been loaded into employee table. At what time it has loaded? At today at 21:46, some 10 minutes back. What was the status of that one? Loaded. How many records were there in the file? 15 records. How many records are parsed from the source actually? Okay, 15. Yes. Error limit is 1. I'll talk about this error limit maybe in the next class, not now. Okay, so this is what backend it is going to maintain. I mean, this is not the metadata actually. Like this, it is going to maintain metadata. Because of this metadata, it is not loading the data again and again in the target table. It is clearly giving warning to you indirectly by not loading the data. Hey, if you run that command once again, the records will get duplicated. Because of that reason, I'm not loading it again. That's what it is saying here. Are you getting? That is the reason why I'm truncating the target table every time. If you truncate the target table, what will happen? The metadata will be erased from the backend. Okay, let me try to truncate this particular table, guys, here and see what happens here. And once again, if I try to execute this one here and see what is going on here. Do you see that metadata indirectly? Do you see that metadata? Now, while copying this data, will it come and check here? No chance or not?
Yeah.
So because of this reason only, I'm truncating the table every time so that it will erase back and actually the loaded files entries. Okay, fine. But still, I wanted to load data, guys, here. But still, I wanted to load the data.
Can we use replace command?
Replace. Where do you want to use that replace?
Like we were.
Overwrite command yesterday, whatever we discussed like that.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so do we have that overwrite option here anywhere? See, files we understood, pattern also we understood, file format also we understood. Do we have any other option here to do that? Copy options are there. Okay, so these copy options I'll try to query. I'll try to check here. What are all the different copy options are there here? Yeah. So these are all the copy options. At the end, we can in the copy command. At the end, you can mention all these things actually. So what do you want me to mention here?
So what was the question here, sure?
Question is, I've loaded the file and the same file I'm trying to load it into target table multiple times. Because of the metadata behavior, it was not able to load it like into the target table. But still I wanted to load. I know that I'm duplicating the data in the table, but still I wanted to load the data actually.
So kind of force equal to F.
Force.
I mean, force.
Exactly. So here in the copy options, you try to observe here which option is feasible or which option is suitable for our requirement.
Yeah.
Force equal to true. This is what we need to mention at the end. Okay. So for that reason, what I will do is at the end, force equal to true. I'll mention here. That's it. Sorry, equal to, right?
Equal to.
Yeah. Sorry, equal to. This is what the extra option I'm going to use in the copy command so that I can achieve my requirement. So let me execute this one, guys, here and see what is happening here. See, the 15 records got loaded. Once again, I'm running this copy command. Again, 15 records got loaded. And if you go and check the target table here, you can see 30 records totally. And once again, if you try to run the copy command here and see the records are getting duplicated here. And if you go and check the target table, select star from EMP and see here, total 45 records are there. Every time you run the copy command, it is loading 15 records, 15 records, 15 records. That's it. If you run it 10 times, 15 into 10, 150 records, it will get loaded.
So in this case, in the load history, it has multiple records, or it maintaining only for one?
Only one entry. Only one entry. See, when you use force equal to true option, it will simply bypass that metadata and it will simply load the data into target table. That's it. And if you go and check here, load history once again here, see, multiple times it is capturing. Because forcefully you are loading it, right? Multiple timestamps it is capturing and multiple times it is saying that, okay, 15, 15, 15 are loaded again.
Yeah, Shiva, I'm having one query. Like, let's say customer given data, like which is having CSV file having 15 rows. Let's say tomorrow customer came up with 18 records, saying that earlier 15 is same and I have added 3 more records. So then we cannot segregate because that's a purely application data or customer data, I mean business data. So what we will do is we'll upload same. So if you use force option, it will be 15 plus 18, 33. If you are not using force option, it will be only 15. End up with customer may come with, right? So I'm still, might be my question is wrong, but still having the doubt.
Okay,
Why?
so okay, you mean to say that okay, I just added only 3 records at the end, but still I wanted to load that file. Already 15 records are there. Those 15 records will get duplicated here. How can I load only those 3 records?
Yes. That differentiate part, that delta part.
Differential
I mean,
records you cannot do that one here. We don't have that approach to do that. Okay. And one more thing here, one more thing I want you to observe here is, let's say this employee file, I'll try to modify and reload it into the stage. I will not truncate the table, and after that I'll try to run the without force command. I'll try to run the copy command and check what is happening in what is happening here. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? See, I'll not do that. I'll try to repeat that one. See, I've loaded it once. Okay, back and the history. I mean, load history get captured that. Okay, once again, if I try to load that file, it will not load it. Up to that point, you guys are clear, correct, right? After that, what I will do is I'll try to take the same file name. I'll try to have only those 3 records and load it into like my stage location. Without force command, I'll try to run this copy command. What will happen? That's what my question.
At the same time, out of 15 records, if any one record is get updated, kind of edited, so that also having issue, right? So I mean, always deals with the data, right?
I'm not talking about the data here. Irrespective, see, it will not look at the data at all. It will simply blindly load the data. It will back and it will remember only the file name. That's it.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, it doesn't care about the data, whether you have duplicates or non-duplicates, or whether you records got modified or not modified, same records, not say, it doesn't care about that. It will simply go by file name. That's it.
Got it.
Okay.
So, yeah,
So like whatever the scenario I've given, you just try to do that one from your end. Okay, and observe the difference and tell me in the next class. No problem. Okay, fine. So I'll come back to this one. See, the point is what I wanted to convey to you guys here is, whenever you load the file into the target table once, the same file you cannot load the into the same table multiple times. Into the same table, you can load this data, this file data into the another table. Let's say I have EMP1 table is there in my target in my database. Actually, you can happily load that one, but into the same table you cannot load it multiple times. This is what the conclusion point I wanted to convey here. That's okay. That's okay. That is also clear. That is also very much clear. Okay. Now my requirement, I'm trying to change the requirement here. My requirement is here. I wanted to load only first three columns from the file. Okay. I don't want to load all other columns. How do we do that? Let me truncate the table, guys, here. Let me truncate the table and let me remove the force equal true option. I'll come back to this force command later. Okay. Now come and tell me. I'm truncating the table here. So pattern also I'll try to remove here. At the end, what I will mention is emp underscore original dot csv dot gz. Okay. This is what I wanted to mention actually. Okay. Now tell me, only first three columns I wanted to load from the file, not all the columns.
We have option, I think.
Where?
The document.
Okay, I'll just open the document here. Now come and observe this one and try to tell me here what is happening here. You try to observe only this part.
Inside the select statement.
We need to use the select statement, guys, here. Okay, now how do we use that one? Come on, tell me here. Select. Okay, can we? Okay, before that one, let me put bracket here so that you will not get any confusion here. Okay, so let me close the bracket here. Okay, here, can we use the star? I mean, star we cannot use anyway. Before that one, let me use the from here. Before from, we need to use some like naming convention. How do we use that one? What do we use here? What do we use here? $? $1, $2, $3. First three columns means dollar. First column is nothing but what we have to represent with $1 only, right? We have to represent second column with the $2 only, right? We have to represent the third column with the $3 only, right? So I'll try to take the command like this and load it. I already truncated the table. Safer side, I'm just truncating it one more time. I'll try to execute this command one more time here. Okay, now it is saying that, hey, in the target table, you have 8 columns, but you're trying to mention here 3 columns. Now, you know the insert command, right? Generally in the traditional databases, what do we need to mention here? The column names we need to mention or not? Okay, employee number, comma, e-name, comma, I don't know what is the third column. I think it is. Let me try to check that one. Let me try to check. What is the third column? Third column is job. Okay, now let me write here job. So what are all the columns you are projecting here? Though you have to tell to like Snowflake, hey, $1 is pointing to employee number, $2 has to point to e-name, and your job has to point to $3. That's what it has to, like, you have to convey that information to it. Okay, now let me try to execute this command here and see here 15 records got loaded. And if you go and check the table here, I have only 3 columns data in my table. Rest of the columns are null. They are not loaded. They are not loaded. Okay. This is also one of the variant in copy.
Okay, here I have one doubt. If you are loading only first 3, we need to get only the first 3 columns, no?
No, yeah, first 3 columns are loading. After, see, what did I do here? Select star, right? Star means all columns will get right.
Okay.
Star is nothing but related to columns, not data, right?
Okay.
Are you getting? Okay. Now, fine. So this is also
So,
clear.
Shiva, here also we are going to use the alias and transformations.
You can use.
While
You can use
loading the
happily. No problem. No problem. You can use. Okay. Let's say what I will do is job. I wanted to use a short form, guys. Here, short form means only first 3 characters I want. PRE means president. MEN means manager. ENA means analyst. CLE means clerk. I know that I have to use the SAL means salesman. I wanted to use the short form of the designation. Now, how do we use that? Okay, let me try to truncate the table case. Let me try to truncate it because I wanted to observe the difference actually. Okay, I truncated it. From the third column, how do I take the only first 3 characters? Substr, right? Again,
substring of
substring of $3, comma
1,3.
1,3. The position, starting position, and the number of positions, how many you wanted to take. Okay, now let me execute this one here. See, happily it is loading the data. And if you go and check the table here, see, it is loading only first 3 characters or not? Yes. So you can do transformations also. That's what I wanted to convey.
Shiva,
Yeah.
your select star, right? You're doing select stars. That is the reason it is giving hierarchy, sal, com, remaining null values.
Yeah.
But my question is, see, you're copying data from stage directory to that file to data, I mean, table. How it is reading that stage file, because you're loading, right? Once load, it has to refer from the table, right?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm extremely
Once
sorry. Yeah. How it is
nothing, sir.
recognizing?
Like, yeah, because see, once we loaded, let's say copy into table first 3 columns. So you loaded, and after that, if I say select star from EMP, it has to only get the data from the table, which is having only 3. But still, if you see header, it is showing.
This is not header. This is table columns actually. This is not header.
That's what table column names,
Columns,
right?
yeah.
So we from the Excel sheet, let's say in Excel sheet having 10 or 20 columns. Examples are, let's say 10 columns are there. Out of 10 columns, you have only loaded 3 columns into table. But still it is referring the Excel sheet or when stage data, and it is showing you the
No,
column
it
names,
is
right?
not referring that one. See, if you want, I can execute only this part here. If you want, I can execute only the select command here. Let me execute this and see what is happening. What it is getting actually 3 columns or not?
Yes, sir.
These 3 columns as it is loading into these 3 columns of the table or not?
Yes.
Loading happily. See, are you getting any? I mean, since I used in the copy command file format equal to CSV file format, in the file format actually we mentioned already, we altered the file format yesterday. Skip header equal to 1, right? Because of that, it is not
Yes.
taking the metadata.
Okay.
And when you do select star means what? Star means get all the columns from the table. See, whether it has data or not, I'm not creating the table here. I'm trying to load the data into existing table.
Oh, okay. Existing table, right? Okay, got
I'm
it.
not creating that one, right?
Yeah. I was thinking like, let's say, I mean, if you are creating into EMP2, copy EMP2, then in this case, it has to show only 3 columns, though you are
Yes.
selecting for the select star from EMP,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
Anyway, you cannot go ahead and run, create or replace table name from this copy command. You cannot do that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll talk about that one. I'll come back to that point as well. I'll answer your question as well. Okay. And now that's okay. That's okay. Now this is fine. This variant is also fine for me. Now here, observe one more thing, guys. Here in the syntax, you observe one thing. File format equal to namespace dot namespace is nothing but database name dot schema name dot file format name we are using. But since we are already pointing to the database and schema, I'm directly using the file format name here. File format is a database object actually. Okay, database object means it is actually created under schema. Okay, now I'm not referring that one with a fully qualified name. That's okay because my sheet is already pointing the database and schema here. If this file format is created in some other database, then I have to point it right here specifically. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Understand.
Okay.
So because
Now,
you are still in the same
same
database
database and
schemes.
same schema. I'm not using any fully qualified name here. Now, I don't want to use that naming convention, guys. And they said here, or you can mention this file format name or type equal to CSV, and the format options also you can mention here. What are all the format options are there? Control F, format type options here. And have you ever seen this kind of options anytime? Have you ever seen this kind of options anytime?
No.
No? Yesterday we have seen, right? When we created the file format, when you describe that one, we have seen all the file, these options, right? Did
Yeah,
you get it?
these date format.
So what I'm trying to say here is, in place of this file format, you can directly mention the properties of the file format also. That's what I mean to say. Now I'll try to modify that one. Please hold. Please try to focus here. Okay, here within brackets, I'll mention here type equal to CSV. Oh, sorry, my bad. My bad. Okay, type equal to CSV. Okay, space I'll give here. Now I'll try to. Yesterday, what did we do in the file format? We are skipping the header part right here. Skip header is also one of the property or not here? Skip header is also one of the property or not here? Okay, let me try to show you one more time here. Yeah, skip header is one of the property or not under format type options here. Okay, now what I will do is simply I'll mention skip header equal to 1. What does it mean actually? What does it mean? While considering this particular file, hey, don't consider the first line. While loading the data from this particular file, don't consider the first line. That's what the meaning of this. So you can mention the file format directly, or file format options also you can mention directly here. That's what I meant to say. You know, one real-time use case also I'll talk here once I execute this one. See whether I'm able to execute it or not. See, because it is loading 0 records, I did not truncate the table. You guys understood, right? Why it is loading 0 records here? Because I already loaded, right? Backend metadata is there, right? Now let me try to truncate this table once again, and let me execute this data. Let me execute this file command here. See, 15 records, it is happily loading. That is what they're trying to say in the documentation, guys. That is the meaning of this. For file format also you can mention, or this one also you can mention.
Yeah, sure. It is only for removing the headers, or it can be removed for any column from the file.
Let me, if you observe these particular properties here, let me click on once again here, this one. If you observe here, let's say if your file is having some blank lines, case. Okay, now you wanted to, by default it is false actually. Now let's say you wanted to remove that one. Now you have to make it true. You mentioned that property also there.
Okay, if you have any blank records, we can use this property to automatically remove and load.
Yes, let's say from your file actually, record delimiter by default it will take comma, and my file is also having comma only here. Directly it was able to recognize, and it was able to load it happily. What if your file is having pipe symbol? Where do you mention that one? You have to alter the file format, or not every time? Not every time, like one time you have to do. But some other team actually having requirement to load comma separated files again, and they have to alter that file format again. See, instead of relying on the file format, you can also mention the file format option. That's what I want to say here. Okay, I'll tell you one use case. One day, one student came to me, sir, my file is having some special characters. Okay, so I'm not able to load that data into my target table. I don't know what is that, what kind of data it is, the file is having. Okay, I'm not sure. I wanted to test it out actually. That's what the problem statement that guy came with to me. Then I told him, Don't use the file format in the command. First take the frame the copy command. At the end, you try to use here. You can see one. Oh, sorry, my bad. 1 second. Yeah, here you can see encoding equal to by default you have UTF-8. That means it will support only certain characters, alphabets, numbers, and capital letters, lowercase letters. All those things it will support. If you have any special characters, it doesn't support. Chinese characters, if you have UTF-8, doesn't support actually. Okay, in place of this UTF-8, we need to give here. Okay, let me try to check here. What are all the characters that it is supporting currently? Control F, encoding. Come down here. Come down here. Come down here. 1 second. Just a second. Just a second. These are all the encoding characters that it is currently supporting. Okay. By default, what is that character set? By default, what is the character set? UTF-8, right? It is support in all languages. It supports actually only some characters actually. But let's say his file is having some Chinese characters. Which one? Let's say Korean characters are there. Now, which character set it is supporting here? Now you need to put there ISO 2022 KR, so that it will load the data into that particular table. Are you getting? Am I making it complex? Are you guys able to get it?
But Shiva, if you have multiple not special characters like
So
Korean,
you
need to mention individually.
see, let's say you don't know what kind of characters you have here. I mean, in the file, you need to do trial and error, right? Trial and error means first let me put here big 5 and try to load it. No, it's not loading. Now let's try with this one. It's not loading. Then try with this one. Like that, you have to do trial and error, right? So if at all, if you want to do trial and error, is it better to go modify the file format every time, or is it better to change the character set here? Are you getting my point? Guys, able to get it? What I'm trying to say. See, if at all, if you want to handle the same scenario, you have to alter the file format or not every time. Instead of that, I'm relying directly on the file format options here. What if you don't have access to the file format? Alter access you don't have, then what you will do in that case? So you have to rely on the format options here, file format options here, so that you can achieve certain things. Got it? So that is the use of format options here. That is the real-time use case, I can say. Okay. Now I'm going up here. Okay.
So if you don't know what is the exact language, we have to try each and every option in the encoding type, Shiva.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, see, I just have given one example of use case of the particular format options here. Okay, so like that's up to you. How do you want to take it? Okay, what if okay, one more case I'll tell. If you don't have access, let's say your admin guy did not give any access to alter the file format, then but you have to load the data. Your lead has asked you to load the data. Then you'll wait until your admin give the access to you. No. So I will go on and use the file format options here. I'll try to do trial and error. Getting my point?
So it will be handled like in the column in the combination of control M characters along with the proper data. It will remove and load.
Sorry. Come again.
So for example, in a particular column, say for example name column, in the first name, the file it has the control M character. Say for example dollar Leela, then next column is dollar Shankar. So while loading the data into the target table, the customer is requested to remove that special character or control and character and load it into Leela or Shankar in such a way. So do
So
you
you
have
can use
any
the regular
option?
expression while loading it here. You can use the regular expression here. So SQL, you see what are all the functions SQL is supporting? All those functions are supported right here.
But it is not in the place of first position. Say for example, in the column, it come in the first place. In the next record, it is coming in the middle, and it's not in the proper sequence order. If it is coming in the proper sequence order, we can use subquery. Do you have any direct option, irrespective of position of the special character and remove?
No, we don't have that one. So in that case, you need to go and check the format options. Any of the format option is supporting that one. Let's say I'll go to the format option here, Control F. Okay, let me come down here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is, you need to check here on anything related to data. If you want to handle, you have to depend on the file format or the format options. Okay. Now any properties talking about that one, whatever the issue you told. If you're able to handle that one, see, replace invalid characters is there. Okay. Invalid characters means whatever the encoding technique you're using, whatever the character set you're using, related to that, if any invalid characters are there, it will try to remove that one only. Not like whatever you are expecting, it will not remove that one.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Okay, let's say your data is having, let's say, some space characters. Now, while loading the data, you wanted to remove that space characters. In that case, trim space equal to true, you can use directly. Let's say you have some escape characters are there. Let's say double quotes, you need to escape it. In that case, escape character equal to double quotes, we have to mention. Okay, let's say skip header we already have seen. Let's say field delimiter is like by default it is comma. Let's say in my file it is double pipe delimited, double pipe symbol. Then in that case you give here double pipe. Record delimiter is mostly it is a new line character. Sometimes you may not get that new line character also. Some other hash symbol they have given as a record delimiter. In that case, you have to anything related to data. If you want to load it properly into the table, then go ahead and use these options. Let's say in your file you have null, and if you want to replace that null with any of the string character, but this is not suggestible. I don't suggest this one actually. I don't suggest this one. Once it is loaded into the target table, you have to handle the null values, not at the time of loading. Because if you mention here null if here, it will try to replace that values in the even the numeric columns also. That's not the expected behavior here. In the numeric field null value, I wanted to handle it separately. In the string fields null value, I wanted to handle it separately. For that reason, if you have anything, you have to do that one here. Let's say you have empty field is there. That empty field you wanted to consider it as a null. Then make it true. So you have to rely on these. See, okay. Please try to remember these options. If I go here, if I try to check here, describe file format name. What is my file format name? CSV underscore file underscore format. Are you able to see the same properties, whatever you're able to see there? Total 23 are there here. Here also, what are all the properties are there here? File extension, file delimiter, skip header, parse header, date format, timestamp format, binary format, escape unclosed, trim space, field optionally enclosed, null if, compression. All these options are there here or not? Where is that? All these options are there here or not? Most of the options are available here. If you're able to handle with the options, you handle it. If you're not able to handle, you have flexibility to handle with the file format, you happily go and handle that one. That's it. Anyway, I don't want to stretch too much time on that one. Okay. That is about the R option here. the file format R option. Okay, and now coming back to the copy options. In the copy options, actually, I've explained about only one option, that is, go on mute, please, go on mute. In the copy option, so far we understood only one option, that is force equal to true. Now, today I wanted to show you one more option, that is on error. On error. Okay, first let me try to give you at high level what are all the these options do. What does it do exactly? Okay, now first option is on error. If your file is having some error, what do you want to do? You wanted to skip that records, or you wanted to skip the entire file, or you wanted to allow that one? What do you want to do that there? Okay, that's what we need to decide here with this option in the copy command. Okay, anyway, I'll talk about this one in few minutes. Next, size limiter. This is especially useful while unloading the data. I don't talk about this one at this point of time. Okay, next, purge equal to true or false. By default, purge is actually false. What do you mean by purge is? Okay, once you loaded the data successfully into the target table, are we still able to see this file in the stage location or not? Still that file is there in the stage location already, even after loading the data into target table. Are we able to see that one?
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't want to maintain that file in the stage location, even after successful loading of successful data loading into the table, then use this option. Use this option. It will simply go ahead and delete that particular file once it is successfully loaded into target table. Because I don't need that one, right? It is already loaded, right? Then go ahead and use this option in the copy command. I'll show you this one also. Don't worry. Okay. Next, return failed only. Okay. Let's say I'm trying to load at a time 10 files, guys. All employee files I wanted to load into target table. All employee tables. All employee files, sorry, I'm my bad. Okay. All employee files I wanted to load. Out of 10 files, actually, 8 files got successfully loaded and 2 files got failed. 2 files got failed. And since I used purge equal to true option, all 8 files got deleted in the backend. Only 2 files are there. Now, once again, in the copy command, if I try to use this particular return failed only equal to true, what will happen? Only failed files it will try to give an attempt, not the newly added files. I'll show you. I'll try to demonstrate this one also in the next class. Don't worry. Only failed files it will try to load it into target table. Are you getting my point? Okay, that is
failed files or failed records, Shiva?
Failed files, not records.
Yes. Right.
Not records. See, that's what I'm telling. Copy does not look into the data.
Records. Yeah.
Okay, copy will consider only file name.
Got it, Shiva.
Okay, now moving on, match by column name. While loading the data, let's say sometimes in your file, your source is sending one extra column, but your target table is having, let's say my target table is having 8 columns, but in by mistake, your source had sent 9 columns in the file. And that too, the column names are not at all matching. In that case, you wanted to fail that particular data load. In that case, you need to use this particular option, match by column name. The target table column names and the file column name should match. Should match. By default, it is none, guys. By default, it is none. That means it will not check the column names. It will blindly load one-to-one mapping. It will blindly do one-to-one mapping in the backend. It will simply load the data.
Meaning that extra column data will get skipped, or
no, it won't load at all. It won't load at all. It will simply fail that load. Okay, that is the meaning of match by column. And next, enforce length. The name itself indicating. The meaning of enforce length and truncate column both are same, guys, here. Both are same here. Meaning of that one is, let's say I have a column called address in my employee table. Okay, so while creating the table, address column length I've taken 100. Generally, length field you'll get more number of characters, right? Okay, let's say I've taken 100 while creating the table, but somehow from my source I'm getting 105 characters. Now, in traditional databases, if you try to load that 105 characters into 100 characters column, will it load it? Will it load it?
No.
No, it won't load actually. In the traditional database, it won't support. In that case, what do we do generally? We have to alter the column length or not? Yes. Now, but still here, if you want to load the data by skipping last 5 characters, then you can go ahead and use the enforce length option. I'll demonstrate each and every option slowly. Don't worry. Okay. The meaning of truncate columns and enforce length same. But the only difference is here. If you mention here, if it is supporting true here, this supports false. I mean, I'll show you the function, the options you need to give reverse way here. That's it. I'll talk about that one later. Force anyway, like if you want to load already loaded file into target table, then you have to use force. Okay, and last one, load uncertain files. Okay, so I told you one point sometime back. Hey guys, if you want to load already loaded file into target table, you have to use force command. That's what I mentioned. Okay, now what I'm trying to say, let's say I'm not using force command, guys. In that case, I will not be able to load the data into target table, right? Even if you run that copy command even 100 times, right? See, that metadata validity is there how many days? That metadata, it will go and cross-check for 64 days, guys, for that file. The validity of the metadata is only for 64 days. After 64 days, you can happily load that file again into the target table. From there, again, 64 days get extended. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? The metadata of the file, the validity of the metadata in the backend is 64 days. After 64 days, you can load the same file into the target table. Same file. And after that, again, 64 days will be considered. Okay. Let's say you have loaded one file into stage location. You have by using put command, and you did not do that. You did not do anything on top of that file. After 64 days, what will happen? The metadata of the file will be expired. Those kind of files, we call it as a uncertain files. If you want to load only those files, uncertain files, then you have to use in the copy command load uncertain files equal to true. By default, it is false. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Are any confusion here?
No.
Yeah, I got it, Shiva.
Got it.
So if we load
Mm.
uncertain files equal to true when we mention after 64 days, it automatically
Yes,
get
it will
extended.
automatically load uncertain files into target table. It will consider only uncertain files case. It will not consider the actual files. Let's say employee original is there, 64 days is passed. And after that, I have placed employee 1 also into the, on that day itself, I placed like employee 1 also. Okay, if you run the copy command, what will happen? If you run the copy command with load uncertain files equal to true option, what will happen? Will it load employee 1 and along with that one employee.original, employee underscore original? Or will it consider only employee underscore original? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Okay, long back I've placed one file that is emp underscore original. Let's say 70 days back. Now, can I consider that file as uncertain file? Now, today I wanted to load that data. Now, what did I do is before I run the copy command, I've uploaded emp1 file also. emp1 file also into stage location. Now, I'll try to mention pattern command here, copy into target table, pattern equal to emp dot star. At the end, I mentioned load uncertain file equal to true. Now, which file it is going to load? Employee1 file or emp underscore original file?
It will load for both files state.
Both files, huh? But I'm clearly in the copy command, I'm clearly mentioned. I'm clearly mentioning here load uncertain file is equal to true, right? The employee file, one file, can I consider as the uncertain file?
No.
Right.
Only original.
It will load only emp underscore original file. That's it.
No.
Anyway,
In the target, when you loaded the data in the target, it has the both tables data or it has uncertain
only uncertain files data. That's it. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, let's try to understand on error option here. Okay. So generally on error we use for the bad records. Let me show you one file, that is emp1.csv. Let me open this one in a notepad plus here and see here. I think let me open the other file, guys, not this one. emp2 I'll try to open. This file. So I'll try to consider one more file here, employee3. Now, this file you try to consider here. Did you observe any difference, any like abnormal things in the file?
Yeah, date format might be.
Date format is different in this particular file, in this record, right? Okay, here also like same thing. Here also same thing. Okay, now can I consider these records are bad records? I mean, actually, it considers the date format only in this way. Only in this way. Okay, but for some of the record, the date format is like this. Now, can I consider these are bad records? By default, it will not be considered as like a data. By default, my Snowflake will not consider it as a data. Now, can I consider this as a bad record? Yes. I will try to load this data into my target table, guys. Come on, help me here. How to load that one? How to load this file? Come on, help me here. What do I need to do here first to load the data into the target table? I have that file in my local. I have that file in my local. What is the file name? What is the file name? emp3.csv. Now, what we need to do here?
We have to load that into stage.
Yeah,
first we need to write put command. That is what I'm expecting from you guys. Okay, put, okay, file :// guys. Here, guys, intentionally I'm keeping file in uppercase case here. Uppercase. Okay, so what I will do is here, I need to give here fully qualified path of my file, right? Now for that, what I will do is copy this entire path, okay, and paste it here. What is my file name? emp3.csv. This is my file name. Put this one where? Into stage, right? Let's say at the rate Siva underscore stage underscore I need to mention here. Okay, Siva underscore stage /emp. This is what my folder name actually. Here I wanted to like put my file. Okay, let me execute this one. Let me execute this. If I try to execute this command, what is happening here? What is the error it is doing?
File is capital. We want to
file should be. I told you already day before yesterday. Snowflake is not a case sensitive language, right? Except a few keywords. Guys. File is a case sensitive. This keyword is a case sensitive, guys. Here, so you have to use this one in a lowercase only. Okay, so on top of that one, I'll execute this command here, guys. See what is happening? emp3.csv.gz uploaded or not? Yes. How do I know whether it is uploaded or not? We need to write the list command here. See here, emp3 is loaded into emp subfolder or not? Yes. Now I wanted to load this data into my target table. How to write the target? How to write the copy command here? Come on, help me here. Copy into target table. What is my target table?
emp
from
at the rate
of
can I copy this entire thing here?
stage.
Can I copy this entire thing here?
Yeah.
I can copy this one. At the end, what we need to mention here?
File
format can I take here? Directly options also you can take, or file format also you can take. Both are same, right? Okay, now give semicolon here, try to load this data. Now what is happening, you try to understand. See, what is that error it is throwing here? Try to understand. Observe this error carefully and tell me here.
Row 3 column, I did.
It is clearly saying that in employee 3 file, line number 4, character 25. Can you go and check that one? Line number 4 is what? Line number 4 is this one or not? 25th character means here only or not? This is 25th character or not? Column 25 here. That means it is clearly recognizing that error, where exactly the error is. It is saying that on top of that one, it is saying that, hey, we have an error here. In which column? High date column. Do we have error in the high date column or not? Yes. What is that column position actually? 5th column. 5th column it is giving or not? Yes. Okay. If you would like to continue loading when error record is encountered, if your file is having any bad records, please use on error option. That is what the clue it is giving to us. In the copy command, please use on error option. Okay, that's what it is giving you. Now, I will go ahead and use that option here. Where do I need to use that one? At the end, we need to use on underscore error equal to, what do I need to write here actually? Now, go to the documentation. In the on error, what are all the options are there? Abort statement is there, skip file is there, skip file underscore number is there, skip file is there, continue is there. I'll come from back actually. I'll come from back. First, let me try to take here abort statement. Copy this one as it is, and you try to give it here. On error equal to abort statement. Remove the space here. Okay. Now let me try to. What is the meaning? What do you mean by abort statement? On error, if your file is having any error record, simply abort that statement. Abort means kill that query. Don't load any data. Don't load any data. That's what the meaning of that. Okay. Now let me execute this copy command here and observe here the difference. See what it is saying? It is throwing error or not? Is it throwing error or not? Yes. Yes. It is simply throwing error. That is what the meaning of abort statement. Now I'll come back to the second option here. Abort statement we understood. Now I wanted to use skip file guess here. Skip file. Okay. If you use the skip file, what will happen? In place of abort statement, I'll simply use here skip underscore file. That's it. Okay. Remove the space here. Okay. Now, if I try to execute this command, what will happen? What do you guys think here? Will it load the data or will it simply skip that file?
Just
has to skip.
It has to skip that file. See how many records it is loading. Did I load this employee 3 file previously? Did I ever load that data? Employee 3 file? No. No, first time I'm trying to load that one. But because of the skip file option, it is simply skipping that. Not loading any data. It is not considering any data from the file. Are you getting?
Then what is the difference between abort and skip?
It is not throwing any error, right? The execution is going smoothly right here. It is not blocking my statement, right?
Yeah, when we are using abort, it will throw the error message. But
It is
when you
throwing
use
and
the
it will
skip,
stop the execution. If you try to use this copy command in a procedure will be continued or procedure will raise an error.
Understand.
Okay, that is the difference. That is the main difference. Okay, now I'll try to use the another option, guys, here. What is that another option here? What is that another option? Skip file underscore number. What is that number actually? Number is nothing but that is a threshold value. Threshold value is nothing but you can allow. I mean, your copy command can allow those many number of like error records. Beyond that, if it finds any like error records, then it will simply skip that file. That is the meaning of that. Let's say in my file, how many bad records are there? Come on, help me here. This is one bad record. This is another bad record 2, and this is another bad record 3, and this is also bad record. This is also bad record. Why? Because department number, while creating the table, I don't know what is the size I've given. Department number I've given clearly 2, 0, right? That means how many digits it will allow?
4.
How many digits? Only 2 digits it will allow or not? But in my file, actually, 100 is nothing but 3 digits or 2 digits? 3 digits, right? 1000 is nothing but 3 digits or 2 digits? 3 digits, right? I mean, 4 digits, right? Total here. Now, will it allow these 2 records also? No. So, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. Total 5 bad records are there. 5 bad records are there. Okay, remember that number. Remember that number. What I will do is, I'll just try to mention at the end here, on error equal to skip file underscore 1. This is what I wanted to mention actually. Okay, what do you mean by this? If it finds one or more than one error, or greater than or equal to one error, simply skip that. Now, as per your understanding, tell me, will it skip the file or will it load the data?
It will skip.
Will it skip?
No, it will load the data, excepting that one record.
No,
Why
it
will
has
load the data?
it has more.
So
we have given the condition. If it has a one error, it will skip. Then it should not load the data because it has 5 errors.
Should not load.
Yes. So it will simply skip that particular file because the file is having more than one, right? More than one error record, right? This is the threshold value that you're trying to allow here. Okay. Now let me increase this number to 2. Now tell me, will it load or skip it?
Skip.
Skip it.
Skip it, right? Now execute this one. It is skipping. Okay. Now I'll try to give here 3. Now will it load or skip it? Skipped already. Okay. 4 I'll try to. Will it load or skip it? Skip it. Okay. See, it did not load data. If I give 5 here, now what will happen?
Skip.
Simply skip, huh? Skip it. Okay. If I give here 6, what will happen?
It will load.
It will load, huh? Now execute this one. Carefully observe this one. See, what records it? How many records it is loading actually? 11 records. Why 11 records? My file is containing actually 17 minus 1. 16 records are there total. 16 records are there.
It is skipping that to 5 records. 5 bad
exactly.
records.
It is simply skipping that bad records. It is simply skipping that bad records.
Say for example, we don't know how many bad records in my file. So approximately, do you want me to give, say for example, greater than 10 or less than 10, something like that?
In that case, sometime your business may give the threshold value in terms of percentile. Then we don't need to limit that one to exactly number. You can talk this one in terms of percentile also. 10% of the errors I wanted to allow. More than 10% error, my errors are there in my file, then I wanted to skip it. I know that every day I'm going to get the bad records, but my business is asking me to allow 10% at least. So for that, go to the documentation here, and what they're trying, number percentile also they're supporting here. But you need to keep that one in a single quotes here. Okay, let me try to put that one in a single quotes here. I mean, let me try to truncate that one before that one because I have to load that data again, right? Now, simply truncate the table. Now, what I will do is I'll simply put this one, skip file, we need to put it in a single quotes here. Because percentile symbol, it will not recognize directly. That is the reason why. Now, if I execute this command, guys, what will happen here? 10% of the error means out of 17, out of 16, 10% of the error means 16, 10% of the 16 means 1.6, right? Now, the file is containing more than 10% of the errors or not? So it will skip or not?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
If I give 50 here, Now what will happen?
It will load the data.
It will load, obviously, right? Just simply load that. See how many records it is loading? 11 records again. It is simply skipping that bad records. That's what I wanted to say here. You can give that information in terms of percentile also. Not in terms of number. You can give that in a number format also. You can give it in a percentile also. Let's say I don't want all these things. I don't want all these things. I wanted to simply continue my copy statement. I wanted to give here like continue here. Okay, for that again I'm trying to truncate the table, guys. Truncate the table because backend metadata I'm trying to erase here. Now at the end I'll simply use continue statement here. Guys, this option is very, very, very important here, and many times they asked in interview. If you have bad records, how do you load the data into target table? Many times they ask that one. So let me execute this one. What happens here? How many records it is loading? 11 records simply. What do you mean by continue here?
Though we have some errors, please continue with the execution.
Leave the errors behind. Leave the errors in the file and load only good records into the table. That's it. That's it. That is the meaning of continue. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Shiva, say for example, in the real time, you are getting the files from different source systems, and they are going to provide the date format in the different date formats. Say for example, YYMMDD. So obviously, we are going to load all those files data and to load into the staging area, right? So to make it all this date formats as a standard format and load the data. So during that cases, how you are going to manage such kind of, even we cannot say exactly those are all the bad records, right?
Yes. See here in the format you have one thing right here. Date format, time format, timestamp format is there or not? You are going to fix your format here. If you get the data in this format, you consider that as a good record. Otherwise, consider it as a bad record.
Okay. Got it.
See, anything related to data, you have to refer file format options or file format. That's it. Remember that point.
Shiva, how do we recognize the bad files here after loading? How can we recognize what are the bad files?
Okay, so in that case, you go and check in the load history whether that particular file is loaded or failed. You can go and check that one. You definitely have that entry.
But it's very difficult to check, right? In case if I have some thousands of records, only few records are rejected. How can I know that only those?
No. Bad records you're saying. Bad files or bad records you're saying?
Records, not files. Records.
Records we can capture definitely. That I'm going to discuss in the next class. There are two different ways are there to capture that one. One is this one result scan approach, and another one is validate approach. Two approaches are there.
Okay, one more is in real time, how do we process this statement? Do we give continue or skip file? How do we give in the real time?
We'll give continue only. Mostly we'll give continue. Okay, that depends on again use case. I'm not saying that every time we have to use the continue. That depends on the use case again. If your client is if they are okay to allow some bad records, if they have any threshold value or limit kind of thing, then go ahead and use the other options. Or strictly they are saying that if you have any bad record, don't load the data, then simply use about statement. Or simply skip that file.
Depends on the project. Okay.
Yeah, depends on the requirement.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, that's all, guys. So this is one option I'm trying to I thought I can talk today, and remaining options I'll talk in the next class. Okay, yeah, that's all for today. Hold on, guys, don't drop off.